Hi guys. So today we are going to go through Ethereum and I'm going to show you what I think is happening because it has been behaving quite weirdly and it has been hard to count, but based on some clues and some previous price action, we can try to estimate what's happening. So I'm going to throw you back to the previous bull trend actually, just to show you a little bit how it behaved. Um, During the last setup before the corona crash here, and it made a pretty good 1-2 setup to just run as a third wave, retrace in what I think was a fourth and then a fifth. I'm shorting this as the fourth fifth. Some people are saying that this entire move is the fourth wave. I think it was quite enough for fourth and a fifth wave here because you had a 5 wave moves going upwards here. But yeah, it doesn't really matter in this case. What we were seeing here was actually also some kind of a weak setup. It took some times before it broke a little bit above and took some price action upwards, but then retraced for a really long time, gave some hope, and then retraced back again like a dump. But what we are seeing here is that actually it did some kind of 5 ways move, even if you had like the fourth wave coming below the first wave top, then you can find some kind of leaning diagonal here with a really shallow and short correction following it, but it doesn't really matter. I mean, it did some kind of move that could be considered as an entire impulse with leading diagonal, third wave, fourth wave, fifth wave, and then ABC, and then took off. So, going back to, today, it's a little bit longer price action, of course, but I mean, the count is not the same, but the idea is quite the same in the sense that I think we are forming some kind of bullish setups right now. Now, which form is it taking? Is it like impulses or corrections that are just horizontal? It can be both, but we're going to go through some clues that are telling us what it cannot be, at least. So, if we look at this price action, what we're seeing here is from the bottom we did 3 ways move. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. Okay, quite simple, not hard to see. What happened after that? Well, the next 5 ways move we had was this one. And why not this as the fifth wave top? Well, just because, in my point of view, I mean, this is a 3 ways move, not 5. And this also. And this is a ending diagonal. You get the idea. 5 ABC. Running flat with an ending diagonal. Quite unusual, but it makes more sense in this case than to try to fit a 3 waves move as a fifth wave, in my opinion. So, okay, this impulse didn't end above the previous one. So that means that this is a lower time frame, right? Makes the most sense. Yeah, here I think it's some kind of complex correction. It doesn't really matter. We don't need to pay so much attention to that. What is important here is just that we are doing 5 correction, 5 that ends lower. So this is a lower time frame. What comes after that is another 5 ways move, I think. At least is some bullish price action, followed by some kind of correction, followed by some bullish price action again. I'm not gonna short it because it's so the waves are so small, but in the end it's like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so now we gather our entire impulse here after this one. Okay, um, does that mean that this is a 1, 2, 3, 3? Well, no, I don't think so. Why? Well, it's because, I mean, this is a three ways move and not a five ways move. So it shouldn't be a fifth wave. And we cannot be still in the fourth wave. I'm gonna chart it so you see what I'm talking about. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is not possible either because the fourth wave is actually coming below the first wave top here. And I mean, looking at just the FIPS, we can see that it broke the 50% of the third wave. So it's going against too many rules for me to accept that as a fourth wave. Okay, so it's not a fourth wave either then. So what it is? What is it? Well, we have two options here, and it's up to you to choose what kind of risk you want to take into this market. The first one is if we have a 1 2 and then a big 1 2 like that. Okay, this is possible because that fits quite well with the fact that, okay, so the retracement here was 50% of this impulse, so enough as a second wave. It could come down a bit lower actually, and even much lower, and it could make sense in this case if we have a 1 2 1 2. The only problem I see with that will be that it would mean that this is the first wave of the bigger time frame, and then you have a subwave 1 2 that is so much larger than this 1 2. It's not impossible, but it's like it doesn't really fit in the time frames. So I think it will be better to chart this entire move as an ABC because it makes more logical sense. Just looking at the size of the waves. So as I said before, the 1 to 1 2 possibility isn't ruled out. It's possible. But I think it makes more sense to go with an ABC just because of the sizes we have. And you're going to see that there are quite some good stuff here that fits quite well together. And it's that from the all-time high, we did an ABC downwards, I think. Then we have the ABC I just told you about. And then what we're doing now is also some kind of three ways move on ABC. Okay, but some people are going to tell me, but how are you sure that this is not a big flat and this is a five waves move? It's not a five waves move, but okay, sure. Even if you some kind of with some kind of magical trick could find five ways move into this one, this top broke a little bit above with a few dollars just above this top. And that means that it cannot be an impulse downwards, so it cannot be a big flat. So that's at least a really good news for the bulls, right? Because that means that this option with a five ways move like that is ruled out. It should not happen. Okay, great. So if we assume that it's okay to have this flat as a C wave of the triangle, then the triangle will make a really good sense here, right? The only thing I don't like with this idea of a triangle is, well, that it's a flat and not a zigzag. Because usually a triangle should be made only a zigzag or double zigzags like W, X, Y. But yeah, having a flat into the triangle is quite unorthodox, I will say. But we are just going to assume that it works for this count, and then that leaves us to some kind of stuff that looks like that. And to be honest, it does make really good sense. So we have the A here. I think I've shorted it already. Yeah, I don't know why I'm doing all this. I've already shorted it like that. So, makes sense, right? ABC, ABC, and then we continue with some kind of, when we have bottom here, we don't really know where. It could be lower, it could be just now. We will see. We have an ABC like that, then an ABC again, and then a breakout finally. So that's possible, really possible, and shouldn't be ruled out. So yeah, we could be staying in the same channel for a really long time. But I'm not going to go against again. I'm saying this one more time so people don't, so people remember, is that it could be, it could really um, be some kind of 1 2 1 2. I'm gonna show you how it looks like just so you can see with your own eyes also. And it's something like that. And then yeah, the 3 4 5, they go, yeah, higher. I'm not gonna short them like that. I'm gonna remove this so you understand what I mean. So I have less information on the chart. Something like that, right? So you will have the 1 2, bigger 1 2 of, just try to hide us. Oop. um, yeah, good. So this is what I meant by possible 1 2 1 2 setup. And it's possible. It The only thing that actually makes me believe in it a little bit is the fact that the B wave here broke above a little bit with a few dollars the previous stop here. Just because of that. But and yeah, so it's quite possible, but for that to happen, we really need to get strong price action and really break those high quite quickly once it takes off. And it's good. It could just go like that then, and I hope it does. But we are not going to hope too much. We're gonna stay for now with a boring trade because then at least we'll just be positively um, surprised if it does the 1 2 1 2. But yeah, here you get the main idea of what I think might be happening, and um, I think it's going to be boring to follow Ethereum, but I mean, once it actually breaks out, it will do really fine. And it's not a bad idea to buy it right now, because either you're buying now in the lower uh, zone of the triangle. So okay, sure, you could be holding and not earn too much for some times, but you shouldn't lose so much. I mean, the really lowest point you could go is okay, fine, it's quite a way down, but what I mean is that it's a really good place to buy right now, because either you're in the C wave, which should not be broken by the E wave, or you are in a 1-to-1-2 setup, and both of them are quite giving you a quite good place to buy right now. So that's why I am a buyer, and I've been a buyer since here. I think, yeah, I began to buy here, and I will buy a bit more. I bought a bit more here, I think. I'm going to buy a bit more now also. Why? Because it's in the perfect buy zone for me. So hope you enjoyed it, and if you don't agree with me, or if you like that, you can always just leave a like or a comment or whatever you want. You can also ask for some count requests, and I will look at it. Um, and we'll look at it and maybe post a video about it too. Peace.